It's morphin time. Pterodactyl.
Hi there, this is Datila with Rangers of Wrestling, bringing you the It's Wrestling Time post show. And for tonight, I'll be reviewing Monday Night Raw. Alrighty, Monday Night Raw actually kicked off with Adam Pearce. He's saying that Bobby Lashley will have to defend the WWE Championship at the Elimination Chamber. And he says that tonight we would have qualifying matches to see who's going to be competing in the Elimination Chamber match. Of course, this did not sit well with Bobby Lashley, who interrupted him and said that he's supposed to be celebrating tonight, celebrating the fact that he beat Brock Lesnar, that he won the WWE Championship last night. On Saturday, sorry. And then he says he asked, who is the conqueror? Who's the beast? He slayed Brock Lesnar. Then Brock Lesnar came out, who probably wasn't too happy to hear what Bobby Lashley was saying. He says that he says to what, is Lashley just going to stand around there and act like a champion? He says that the only reason Bobby Lashley's champion is because of Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. He says he's not mad at Bobby Lashley. He's mad at Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. He also said that he's picking Roman. And honestly, I think we all saw that coming. I think we all knew Brock Lesnar was going to pick Roman Reigns. But he says that he wants it to be a title match. And then he wants a rematch with Lashley tonight. Of course, that doesn't happen. And then Lesnar declares himself in the Elimination Chamber match. So not only that he win the Royal Rumble, now he's in the Elimination Chamber. So that was actually a really good way to open Monday Night Raw. I really like that opening segment. I like Lesnar's promo. Lesnar can actually cut a decent promo if he tries. So then after this, we got Rhea Ripley versus Nikki A.s.h. This was an okay match. Wasn't too bad. Of course, Rhea Ripley won. She won clean, and there was no post assault. So I'm hoping this is the end of their feud because we don't need to keep seeing this feud anymore. And I accidentally put Rhea Ripley versus Rhea Ripley. I don't know why I put that. Then we had the scooter race segment. So basically, it was going to be 50 laps around the arena. And the first person to the finish line, which was in front of the announce table, would win. Of course, this didn't happen in one segment. It came back to it. So I'm going to keep coming back to this. So then after that, we had The Miz versus Dominick Mysterio. This was kind of a squash match because this was actually kind of a quick match. The Miz played possum and said the Rey Mysterio tripped him, which got him ejected. And shortly after that, he beat Dominick Mysterio with the skull-crushing finale. Then we had the Kevin Owens show with Seth Rollins, with special guest Seth Rollins, who this actually made me laugh because Kevin Owens is hilarious. He was talking about how it's going to be double the stupendousness and that Seth Rollins is a universal champion of his heart. And then he tells the despicable people in the truck to roll the footage and show why Seth Rollins is not the universal champion. Seth Rollins says that he's declared himself for the Elimination Chamber, yet while Kevin Owens has to compete to be a part of the Elimination Chamber, and he tries to tell Seth to talk to Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce to allow Kevin Owens to automatically be in the Elimination Chamber. And just before that, Austin Theory comes out, getting ready to start his match. So before that match starts, we cut to the scooter segment, and we see the Riddle's ahead of Gable, and he runs into Almost. So, and I think he tells him he's got nice eyes. So then it gets to this match, and this was actually surprisingly a decent match. There was a lot of back and forth between Kevin Owens and Austin Theory. Of course, Austin Theory is victorious, so he did qualify for the Elimination Chamber. I think it's pretty obvious that WWE or maybe Vince McMahon sees Austin Theory as the next guy. So that's probably why he's in this match. That's why he's gotten victories over Finn Balor, why he beat Kevin Owens clean. So it's interesting. Maybe they're testing him to see if he's ready. I don't think he's going to win, though. Then after that, we got Angelo Dawkins versus Dolph Ziggler. I'm surprised with this match because they were in Cincinnati, Ohio, which apparently is Angelo Dawkins' hometown, and they actually let Angelo Dawkins win. They let him win. And that's WWE doesn't do that a lot. They usually tend to humiliate wrestlers in their hometown, home country, home state, home whatever. So then it cuts back to the scooter race, and basically Matt Riddle is about to win. Of course, he bumps into Otis, and it allows Chad Gable to cross the finish line and be victorious. Overall, I thought that segment was a little fun and hilarious. I liked it. It wasn't too bad. And then that ends up leading to Otis versus Matt Riddle. Before the match gets started, Adam Pearce comes out and says that this is a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber. So whoever wins qualifies. This is a good match. Or I like that when Otis countered the RKO, but even that, Matt Riddle ended up being victorious. It's a good match. So then we got Bianca Belair versus Carmella. Kind of a pointless match if you ask me. I didn't care for it. Bianca Belair won. Big deal. Like, I wasn't... it was not important. So we found out the participants, the overall the participant. Oh, okay. So then after that, we got AJ Styles versus Rey Mysterio in the final qualifying match of the night. This was hands down my favorite match of the night. This match was fantastic. If only they would have been in their prime, it would have made it even so much more better. Like, this was a good match. Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles proving they going back and forth during this match. This was fantastic. Really liked it. Of course, AJ Styles won, so he qualified for the Elimination Chamber. So it's gonna be Bobby Lashley versus Matt Riddle versus Brock Lesnar versus Austin Theory versus Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship at the Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. And it would not surprise me if Brock Lesnar wins, but I would be surprised if he doesn't. Do I want Brock Lesnar to win? No, I don't. I would rather have the person who wins the Elimination Chamber go on to face Bobby Lashley. I don't think that's going to happen. Brock Lesnar is probably going to win this, and it will unfortunately be a title for title match at WrestleMania. See, Callan saying Lesnar Chamber. Yep, unfortunately, it is the done deal, pretty much. So then, that was technically the main event of the night because it was the last match. After this, we got a Ronda Rousey segment. She made her grand return to Monday Night Raw and says she's been debating since Saturday whose title she wants to take, a Charlotte's or Rebecca's. And she said that Rebecca's on her undercard. Of course, Becky didn't take too kindly to this as she came out and basically said that, ever since she pinned Ronda, no one's been able to beat her. So Ronda said that Becky would get her answer on Friday after she pretty much dropped her. So I guess that tells me Ronda's probably going to pick Charlotte because she's scheduled to be on Friday. So I wonder who's Becky's facing at WrestleMania. But after Ronda Rousey left, Lita came out and she basically challenged Becky to a match at Elimination Chamber, which I'm assuming is for the title. So, and that pretty much closed Raw. Oh, and then we also found out actually that the February 7th and February 14th, which is Valentine's Day episodes of Raw, are going to be on Sci-Fi because of the Olympics coverage. So tonight's Raw was actually pretty decent. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Lita versus Becky should be good. It should be good. I don't know if it's for the title though. But tonight's Raw was actually a pretty decent show. I enjoyed it. Minus the Bianca Belair versus Carmella match. Really loved Rey Mysterio versus AJ Styles. Hands down match of the night. Absolutely dug that Brock Lesnar promo. You know what? Overall, when you look at everything, it was not a bad Raw. It really was not. It wasn't. I actually really enjoyed today's Raw. It was much better than the usual stuff that we get over the last couple of weeks. So that being said, I'm actually going to give. Now, this is just my take. You can feel free to disagree with me. Steve Callahan saying I didn't watch. You gonna watch? Okay. So like I said, the Rhea Ripley with Nikki A.s.h. It was a good, decent match. Hopefully, it was their final match. I really like the scooter race. I like the Kevin Owens show. I don't know why Miz fought Dominic. I'll watch the I'll watch the highlights. God of Vengeance says, I'm excited to see Lita back in action. Yeah, me too. Me too. And if you're new, please don't forget to like and subscribe. So overall, you know what? I'm gonna give this Monday Night Raw a 3.5. A 3.5. What stopped me from giving it a full 4 is because I didn't care for the Bianca Belair versus Carmella match. Angelo Dawkins versus Dolph Ziggler just seemed to kind of just be like something for him to get a victory in his hometown. But aside from that, it was actually a pretty good show. I really liked it. I really, really like it. Do I think Raw's going to be that good next week? Probably not. But this was a good Raw, a really good Raw. I liked it. 3.5 out of 5, a 7 out of 10. What about you guys? That's all Raw. Do you guys agree or disagree with me? I'm curious to see what you guys think. But with that being said, I got nothing more to say. Scooter race sounded dumb. I thought it was entertaining. Again, that's just my opinion. Feel free to disagree. But with that being said, that concludes this review. Please don't forget if you are new, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you guys, everybody, for your continuing support. Please help me get to 400 subscribers, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday after AEW Dynamite. Bye.